Hi, I'm Daphine Robinson, and you probably don't know this about me because I've never shared it before publicly, but when I was 26 years old, I was 218 pounds. And that was because I had a serious miscarriage when I was 26. I was sitting in church service one day, and the sermon topic was being made whole. And I listened to the preacher preach, and as he preached, it was like he was looking directly at me. And I got my deliverance that day. And when I left the church and I was going home, and even went to work the next week thinking, how can I be new again? So I went about a regimen of making sure that my body was a temple, and I know that God didn't want me to feel this way, to be hurting on the inside and hurting on the outside and putting on the facade, but still every day just continuing to eat and finding comfort. I felt like I couldn't find comfort anywhere else. So I decided I was going to walk. And then I decided I would try some of the supplements that I saw advertised on TV. And I tried some of the foods that I always thought were nasty, but really hadn't had a chance, that I never really tried to eat. Things like yogurt and fruit. Trying to make some small changes. I didn't really know what to do. I just knew that I needed to do something. Lost a little bit of weight. I separated out my size 18s from my 16s and 14s, and I think I was like a 12 before I actually got pregnant. So I had them separated, and as I moved from one weight to the other, I moved the 18s down and gave them away because I didn't want to go back there. And then I start wearing a 16 with the goal of getting to the 14. And when I got to 14, I gave those away so that I would never go back. I also didn't mention that 2 years later I had another miscarriage. So there was this gloom and doom for quite a period in my life. But during that second miscarriage, I knew where God had brought me from, and I had lost some weight, and I felt happy on the inside and the outside. So I remembered God's promises to me, and He was an encourager to me, when I let Him be. There were times I wanted to wallow in my own sorrow, but then once I decided I was going to let Him guide me and talk to me and encourage me, I didn't go back down that road of depression and gaining weight and the destructive behavior the second time. And then 2 years later, my daughter and my son, so we were successful in that. And I did this just last week. I was in Food Lion, and I walked past the aisle where the baby food was. There were times that I would literally walk through the grocery store like this because I didn't want to see the diapers or the baby food. And last week I was walking, I didn't even need to go down that aisle, but I turned down that aisle anyway, and I just did like this because now I have joy and I have peace, and that's something that I could do that I always thought I would never be able to do. Now, I rarely eat a donut because I heard someone say to me one day, "Why are you eating that? That's just a fat pill." And I thought, whenever I pick up one, it's like, yeah, you're right. Let me tell you about my accountability partner. I have an accountability partner who is 9 years old. And she measures me around the waist, and she can tell if mommy is on track or not. And if she can hug me and do this, she gives me the thumbs up. So there are times she's like, "Mommy, what's going on?" So your accountability partner doesn't have to be, your some buff person that goes jogging every day, but my kids help me stay on track. They know that if we go to the pantry and there are cookies in there, "Mommy, we got cookies?" Like, yeah, we can splurge a little bit. I said all that to say this. I do feel like I'm a whole person again. I am happy on the inside and on the outside. My body is a temple. God does love me. And I'm so happy that I had this opportunity to share with you what I've gone through